breathes through everyone and breathes through me. Love breathes through me. Love breathes through me. Love breathes through everyone and breathes through me. I breathe the earth, the sun, the skies, and then the night, your starry eyes. In our breath, creation sighs.
The breath that draws my gaze within and gently flows outside again. The breath of love that we live in.
Love breathes to me. Love breathes to me. Love breathes to everyone and breathes to me. And when the world's too much for me and all my fears feel unrelieved, I feel peace in air I breathe.
The temple bells, the oceans roar, our spirits with each other soar. The God of love comes back for more.
I am divine, I know it. I am pure love, I know it. Because God breathes love into me.
We are of love's creation. Our breath is love's elation. Love is all that we can be.
Love breathes through me. Love breathes through me. Love breathes through everyone and breathes through me. Love breathes through me. Love breathes through me. Love breathes through everyone and breathes through me.
Welcome to the beginning
of your life,
Welcome to the beginning
of our lives.
Welcome to the beginning. Oh,
Come on, let's go. It starts today, you know,
the beginning
of your life,
Welcome to the beginning
of our lives.
Welcome to the beginning. Oh,
Come on, let's go. Welcome to your show. Time is wasting if you're hasting. Taste the moment, everlasting. Get on your horse, dear. Let go of all fear. Fully see here what love is showing. Nature growing, water flowing, hair is growing, people are knowing. Life is liable to be tribal on arrival. It's the beginning of your life.
welcome to the beginning.
To the beginning of your life.
Welcome to the beginning.
Oh, come on, let's go. It starts today, you know. Sweet surrender, and a bender. Negativity, return to sender. Heart relating.
on now. So sorry. I flipped it and okay, now let's start again. So good to see everybody this morning. I'm Reverend Jay Lang, and now for music. We'll begin.
We always like your titles because we used to do all kinds of cool stuff when you titles of your talks. I mean, except for that one that was about mountain climbing. We went out and tried to. So this song is called "Say Yes." Are you ready? And you're going to say yes about 107 times, I think, and it's going to go, "Say yes." 1, 2, 3, 4. Say yes. Okay, that's good. We just practiced. Say yes to the birds on the wing in the daylight. Say yes.
Everybody,
Say yes. Say yes. Say yes to the birds on the wing in the daylight. I got it now. Say yes to the lakes that glitter in the sunlight. Say yes to the nighttime creatures in the moonlight. Say yes to the snow on the leaves in the snowline. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes
to the healing of our food chain.
Say yes
To a brand new flying car.
Say yes.
To the spirit of cooperation.
Say yes.
We can all be shining stars.
Say yes when you feel all alone on a mountain top. Say yes when you're surrounded by who knows what. Say yes. Everything can change as a gift to you. Say yes. Everything can change as a gift to you when you say yes. Say yes. Say yes.
Here we go.
Say yes.
We all say yes. Beautiful music. Thank you very much. What a beautiful day it is here. And we like to begin our service with saying our vision and mission statement. First of all, we have new slides this week because for this month, for our theme of nature and balance, it's just beautiful glass beads that Shauna found, and it'll be the backdrop for our slides this month. So we say together our vision statement. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A glorious affirmation for us this morning to just allow Spirit to come through us to be this vision, not forcing anything at all, but letting this balance. And that's what the theme is about this month. So I'm really happy to be settling into this feeling of balance and harmony and allowing Spirit to move through us. Before we begin the regular part of our service, I want to give you a few announcements. First of all, beginning of September, we're going to be using name tags again. I know we've gone away from that, but we want to do that again. And if you've been a part of our community for a while, we'll already have name tags for you. But if you're new to our community, check with Mary at the guest table afterwards and make sure we have guest name tags for you. And we could have some for you also. So, but I don't know about you, but during the COVID, I have a little bit of a COVID brain left over. I never had COVID, but I still feel like I've got COVID brain. And I'm forgetting people. Oh, yeah, they used to come here. I used to come here. You know, it's like, so it'd be great to, and especially new people, to get to know people. And so we really appreciate you being a part of that. And we'll kick that off in late August or September. So we have a couple new classes going on. One on Thursday night with Georgia Davis called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And her phrase about it is, tell Spirit what you want, what you really, really want. And it's working on the creation of that which you're seeking in your life. This counts as a foundational course, which means if you would like to become a practitioner or you're thinking about it, this is one of the required classes to take a foundational class. So it covers the foundational principles that we teach here. And then on Tuesday nights, I'm teaching a class called Mental Equivalence, and we're going to be going through some modern spiritual technology like visioning and creative visualization, creative imagery, and basically a little more a step up in the kind of technology we're going to be using, because it's assumed that you know most of these principles, or at least some of these spiritual principles, and you've been applying your life by taking classes, or you've been around spirituality for a while. So we're going to move forward in a more advanced way. It's on Tuesday evening, and it is both in person and online. George's class is just in person at this time, unless we get enough requests for online also, but we'll be doing Zoom from in here. And registration links were emailed to you this morning on your email, or you can register with Mary after the service. And then also starting in September, we're restarting our vision team for the center. And I'm inviting for any of you to apply to be a part of that. It's about allowing Spirit to speak through us about what is the highest and best for the center. Visioning is a process. You can do it for yourself individually, but this team in particular is doing it for the center. And if you want class credit, there's a way to do that also. If you can see me about that, we can talk about how to get class credit out of that. But it'll be every second Monday of every month from 7 to 8 p.m. And that'll be Zoom and in person as well. And then next week is our Green Bag Sunday, which is every other month, even month, second Sunday of the month. And so if you have a green bag at home, or if you want to pick one up today and you bring it back and fill it up with non-perishable food, then taken to the food bank on the following day by Janice Davis. I think that, how about we set a goal for next Sunday? Janice, what's a reasonable goal? 500 pounds of food? How much have we been getting lately? Okay, so let's set it at 500 pounds. And if you bring in 500 pounds of food, what would you make me do for 500 pounds of food? What? Different color hair for a week. Okay, 500 pounds of food, different hair color for a week. You're on? How many people ready to do this? All right, okay, bring it on, right? Okay, green bags are available if you don't. Oh, you're really ready for it back there, aren't you? Okay, I get to choose the color though, okay. But it won't be a standard color. Okay, green for green bags. All right, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. All right, I'm going to need help figuring out which kind wash out after a week though, right? And if you don't know, we have Spanish-speaking services, both meditation on Wednesday, every Wednesday, and services on the second and fourth Sunday. And Amel, do you want to come up here and talk about, because I don't know anything about this event you're having at the end of the month. Could you turn on the blue mic for us?
Hello,
Our
good
practitioner,
morning. I am
lead
practitioner
spiritual
here.
director of our Spanish-speaking services.
Good morning to all of you. Can we talk now?
Go ahead, yeah.
So we are, how I can say, preparation. I mean, we are getting organizing a kermés. It doesn't is translation in Spanish. I mean, in English, the name is kermés. We are going to sell food, wine, and a beer, and we're going to have a live music and DJ. That is going to be free. You know, the music and DJ is going to be free, so they offer me the music. And we're going to sell tacos and quesadillas and hot dogs with meat. And it's going to be for the Spanish service, you know, to have a budget, to offer classes or different things that we are going to organize in the future. So we're going to have a little budget here. So fundraising, thank you.
Yes. Great.
So I invite
everybody's
you.
invited,
Of
English-speaking
course,
people.
everybody's invited to consume, you know, to have food or stay here for a while. We're going to have a speaker too. He's bilingual. Maybe he can speak, you know, in both languages a little bit, and then you get the message too. So it's going to be fun. And we invite you.
And this is Sunday?
Sunday, the
Aug-
28th, the last Sunday of August at 12:30. So on Saturday, we're gonna set up everything, you know, to don't make a noise in the morning. And the food be ready when you get out from the service. So
Great.
we wait for you.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay?
Thank you,
Thank you.
Melda. Also, we have our regular English meditation at 6 p.m. every Wednesday, and we are here for you for prayer requests. Practitioners, I love to pray for people. So if you do a prayer request in the lobby or online, we're glad to pray for you in that way. And then I also want to let you know, friends will miss, I think. Pam Smith passed away this week. Dear part of our community. She moved here about 20 years ago and was very active in our community, loved the center, loved being the greeter and being involved in all the different projects that we did and celebrations. She liked to dress up. The last 2 years she's been living in Monterey because of health concerns. She moved closer to family. And I understand she had an ocean view. She loved that. And she was surrounded by friends and family for emotional and physical support. And they said she died peacefully. So we just know that about her. It's always hard to say goodbye to our dear ones. And she was such a light in this community. We will have a celebration of life for her, either late in August or early in September. The practitioners and I are going to be talking about that this week. So I think with that, I always leave these for the last part of the announcements because it's a good time just to step into our prayer time, our sacred time, as we continue with a little music.
There is so much beauty in the universe. There is so much healing going on.
There is so much beauty in the universe. There is so much healing going on.
There is so much love in the universe. There is so much healing going on.
There is so much love in the universe. There is so much healing going on.
Sometimes you gotta say what you feel. sometimes you really gotta take what you know.
There is so much grace in the universe. There is so much healing going on.
So much grace in the universe. There is so much healing going on.
Wisdom, so much wisdom in the universe. Ooh, there is so much healing going on.
So much wisdom in the universe. There is so much healing going on. We gotta help, they need help. They gotta get what they need. We got to live what we're living. So we become who we are. So much beauty, so much beauty, so much beauty.
Wow, that was beautiful. And that is true. And so if you would like to join with me and just center yourself down, close your eyes or soften your gaze if you're comfortable, and just feel the love of the universe holding you in your chair right now, in this place, in this time and space where we come together to gather as one, where we accept for ourselves and for each other the beauty of the world and how it is interconnected and how there is so much grace and love for each and every one of us available at every second. I know that this service is blessed and that we are blessed by being here. So let's offer a minute of silence to really take that in right now. And I give thanks. And I know that as we open our eyes and come to this point of knowing that we are all connected, I have an interesting story to tell you about the monarch butterfly, who is an endangered species, and we really love them, and there's so much to be known about them. I don't know a lot about them, but I know my sisters are really working hard in Southern California, growing their plants and growing their caterpillars and making their butterflies. So I got some plants, and they didn't do too well last year, so I bought some new plants. And the ones I got for Breck this year are doing really good, but then the oleander aphids came on the plants, and I thought, oh no, now what am I gonna do? That's not gonna get, and I can't spray them because they'll kill the butterflies. So I bought a bunch of those little ladybugs, 1,500. And
Yeah, they came in a little bag, and they said, put them in the refrigerator until you're ready to let them go. So I did that, and I got around to it a couple days later, and I did it. And they all kind of flew the coop, and a lot of them died. And I was like, oh no, now what do I do? So I told the company, and they sent me a new box. This time I was smart. I actually read the directions. And they come with food, and you put the food in a little water sprayer, and you spray your plant first with the food, and then you drop the ladybugs on the ground, and they climb up the plant, and they eat everything that is not good. Man, all my bugs were gone, so I'm a happy planter. So that we are all connected. One of my sisters in LA has been not thriving under the 3-digit heat. And she has a wonderful garden and spends too much watering. And she's in love with my succulents. So I told her I'd send her some. And that ladybug box was perfect little vehicle to send her some bugs because it had holes in the side. And some friends of mine had just visited from Palo Alto, and they gave me some nectarines from their tree. And this tree had wonderful nectarines, but they were in a bag from Trader Joe's from Palo Alto that said yams on it. But it was a mesh bag. And I thought, well, that's a perfect vehicle to put these plants in. And I packaged them up and I sent them off to her. So just, the life of the interconnectivity of Palo Alto, San Dimas, Southern California, my house, and some bulbs that came from a girlfriend in Calistoga. We're all connected. And I know when I go out in my garden, I can spend hours out there, not even drinking or just looking at the plants, asking, what do you need? And they tell me. And sometimes I get it wrong, like with the ladybugs, but it's okay, I'm forgiven and all is well. So it just wants you to feel your interconnectivity to the universe all around and how much we are connected and we are loved. So thank you very much.
We were going to do another song here, but she said we are all connected. So we're going to do our song, We Are All Connected, because it's supposed to happen. Okay, I'm ready.
Now?
We are all connected by the air we breathe in, by the love we're feeling. We are all connected by the air we breathe in, by the love we're feeling.
We're all made of the same things, common pools and eagle wings, and golden sand and Saturn rings. We are what life brings. We are walking stardust, lightning flash around us, riding on the love bus. We are what life brings. We are all connected by the air we breathe in, by the love we're feeling. We are all connected Uganda to Italy, branches of the same tree, dancing leaves floating downstream. This is how creation sings, here to be what we're meant to be. If one can see, we all can see, evolving our reality. This is how creation sings.
Thank you so much, so much. It's so lovely music today. So it is fun to have this new theme, and we've been doing this wheel this year, and just we're moving around the wheel. And I love the concept of the wheel because it feels like things are changing and moving around. And this month of being August, I've heard that we started harvesting some of the early grapes. And so you can feel a slight change in the air. It's not fall yet, but it's it's the late summer. So it feels good. And so we're moving through this year, and this year's nature and balance. There was Susan brought some of her garden goods today to share, and I know my garden's going good, listening to your garden stories. I too had some pests in my gardens, and so my method for this is I just stood out my garden and I said, let us spray. So let us spray. That was my solution. Always good to use spirit. And I've actually been listening to this YouTube. I think it's a TikTok thing, but I found it on YouTube. These two guys that sit on this dock, and they do these dad joke kind of things, and it's called the Dock Talk. So it's a dock like a boat dock, and T-O-K. So I've listened to some of their jokes, and they're really bad, but here's a few of them. They're so bad, I thought I'd share them with you, right? So someone stole my Microsoft program. I'm going to get them back. You have my word. Yeah, I started a documentary on the early airplane flights. Right now, it's just the pilot. I saw a documentary on beavers. That was the best damn film I've ever seen. I sent my hearing aids in to be checked. I haven't heard anything since. I only believe 12.5% of the Bible. Does that make me an atheist? An atheist? Like eighth-eist? Yeah, okay. That was a little, I had to explain that one. I was afraid of that. I saw a guy the other day, he was wearing a belt with $100 bills all taped around it. What a waste of money. See how bad they get really bad. In a matter not so funny, I had a little accident yesterday. You can see my face here. An interesting thing happened. I'm going camping this week, and I was getting some of my supplies down for camping, and I have these shelves in my garage that are about 8 feet tall. They're all the way up, but all the stuff I don't use very often I keep up high. And I was going to get my ladder out, but I limped my ladder out. So I go, that doesn't matter. So I literally took one step on the bottom shelf and reached up for one of the wood struts that, like the wood 2x4s that holds the shelf up, and thought I'd pull myself up. But guess what? It came loose, and I literally bonked myself in the head. So what this looks like as a scratch is actually a 2x4 across my face. Lovely, huh? Lovely. I'll just look at you like this the rest of the time, okay? My good side. But it's funny because hitting yourself with a 2x4 is an old metaphysical saying when we don't get the subtleties of spirit, that sometimes it takes us to get hit by a 2x4 to get the lesson. Well, I don't think it's by accident. This week is about nature and balance. And I mean, I get that on a cerebral level, but I think I need to get it at a deeper level, that there is balance and harmony available to me at all times. It's not something I have to force or go out into the world and find it. I know I'm going on my my annual solo camping trip this coming week. But really, it's right here at all times that I can find it. And I thought we'd take it this week into the topic about we're on the Spaceship Earth, which aligns to the starship in Star Trek. I'm not a big Trekkie fan, and you don't have to know anything about it to get something out of this talk. But I wanted to compare, because we're on this Spaceship Earth. And as we move around the sun, as then we're in this cosmos, we need to be good passengers on this spaceship, to take care of this planet, to be compassionate and empathetic, and to just hold open the ways of the divine with us. And in that way, we can live long and prosper. So what's funny about this it was the Vulcan greeting that Leonard Nimoy, that very, very early on, he thought this should be the Vulcan greeting. But it actually comes from not just from his creation, but from his Jewish heritage. Because there's a symbol in the Jewish heritage that looks like this. That's harder to do, but it's sort of like this, where it's both hands. And it stands for the letter Shin, which is the symbolizing for Shaddai, which is God, Spirit. And there's a tradition in the Jewish faith where the priest will hold this symbol up and give a blessing to the community. And how they vision that is, you may see the priest through this, but the priest is the representative of spirit, and it is spirit that comes through the cracks between the hands, between the holes in the hand, that it's spirit coming through. And the rabbi will say, I said priest, sorry, rabbi, that say, may God bless you and guard you, which is actually, Moses got this blessing. It is in the Bible. Moses was such a mystic. They said he had a face-to-face relationship with God. So he knew him intimately. And God said, when you speak to the people, give them this blessing. And the blessing is, may God bless you and guard you. May the light of God shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. May the presence of God be with you and give you peace. So if you can imagine, through the cracks, that which is concealed is revealed. That which you may seem hidden becomes obvious. And even when you are not paying attention to the subtle things coming through the cracks, sometimes a 2x4 comes to remind you of what that is, that God is all there is. And God is revealing in you this magnificence that you are, and the natural blessing. Now, when we talk about a blessing here at the center, we're not talking about something out there that's in the clouds blessing us, but it's a recognition of the Spirit within us, that we recognize that I am a blessing, you are a blessing, and that Spirit is the blessing within us that is being revealed. It's a recognition, a realization of Spirit. And I also love this whole thing about the blessing that was in the Old Testament and the Torah that Moses channeled is so similar to the one that the Buddhists talk about with loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. And what I know about that, something is resonating in me, that this is Spirit's voice. This is Spirit within us that is blessing us always. That is seeing the truth of who we are, and the peace is available to us at any given moment. So we continue to know this blessing here on this Spaceship Earth. And we know that the more we're able to be in harmony with life, both in taking care of the environment, being conservative in the way that we use the resources on this planet in wise use, and also being in harmony with Spirit and with the nature itself. I know that nature is such a wonderful place to find this balance and this peace. In my email, I don't know if you get the emails, but if you don't, please tell Mary and we'll get you on the email list. But I told a story about when I lived in Hawaii, and I was out in the water beyond the wave break, just floating in the water. And it was near sunset, and I just had this mystical experience of feeling one with all of life, that somehow the balance between the sun and the moon and the tides and just this peace and the warm air that is it's part of Hawaii in a lot of ways. So it was the perfect place, the perfect time, but it was I just felt connected. And I've had other experiences like that, both in nature, but now, because I've got that anchored in my body, when I am in a contemplative time in meditation, I can draw that experience in my body. I can imagine myself in the water. I can imagine myself sitting by my favorite tree or on my favorite mountains, that I felt this peace because it's part of my cellular memory. So I find it easier to do. So I invite you to do the same things, to anchor in times when you felt this peace and bring it back into your imagination. I prefer to go into nature and re-experience it whenever possible. That's why I'm going out this week. I'll leave on Tuesday, going up the Oregon coast. I was talking to somebody who, she's British, Dawn, if you know her here, and she goes, "Oh, you're going on a walkabout." I go, "Yeah, I'm going on a walkabout." And I know that this is available to you at any time. And it is Spirit's blessing that is always coming forth to live long and prosper. May we be blessed in all that we do. And the truth is, it is natural, it is nature for this peace to come through us because it's who we are. It's in my cellular memory, it's in my consciousness. And sometimes I need a 2x4 to remind me of it, though. Because I get busy with life. I don't know about you, but I get busy with life. Get caught up in things, get concerned about things, worried about things. And just to relax into that, knowing that God's got my back. And that continues to express through me in perfect and wonderful ways. So if we want to create this, and we want to know this how to live long and prosper, we need to continue to open up to Spirit in every way. And the first thing is just to remember that you are blessed and you are a blessing. That symbol that I talked about is so ancient. This is actually a carving on the rock. So we're talking 3,000 or more years. This has been a blessing to the Jewish people. And I think it's something that we can think about now as a blessing to us, a reminder that we are a blessing right where we are. Right as we open up to the truth of who we are and we allow it. We remember, we recognize, we realize that in everything we do. And I know the truth is coming forth in us in so many ways that we can just relax into this knowing, relax into the truth of our being, and just be present. The visioning process that I was talking about that we're creating a team around, it's allowing Spirit. It's about allowing Spirit to speak through us. It's not forcing us. What I find in life, whenever I force anything, it doesn't seem to work out. But when I allow it, allow Spirit to come through me. I have my strong intentions. I'm not saying I'm being passive. The person I was talking to a minute ago, Dawn, she just bought her a new house. And you know, if you've ever bought a house, it's not an easy process to do. Especially right now, things are a little trickier with mortgage rates and different things like that. And so she found a house. She found several condos that worked, but she really wanted a house. And she found a house she loved. And it was the only house she'd ever made an offer on. And she kept knowing it was the right house, but kept trying to talk herself out of it. And there were some conflicts with it, but she didn't want to force it. She just, it was the right house. It would come through her. She kept persistent in it, and she bought it, and it's her house, and she's living in it now. But she said the key for it was allowing, not forcing, allowing it to happen. And I think too many things in my life, I know I try and force and make it happen, and we just need to use the ocean metaphor about letting the wave, just to ride that wave and let it, the natural forces, because Spirit, remember, Spirit is on our side. It's the opposite of a conspiracy. It's a pro-spiracy where it's Spirit that is teaming up to help us, to move through us as we allow it to be, as we create through it. This blessing that is always with us, always. And what I know is when we allow miracles to happen, not forcing them, and not even, I know there was a phrase a few years ago about expecting a miracle. I'm cautious about that because sometimes I expect a miracle to be in a certain way. But when I accept, when I allow Spirit to move through me. I allow it to be what is the highest and best for me. When I might think it might be this, it really opens up to something greater in me when I allow it. When I remember who I am and the blessing of all that is. And be creative through it. And I know the best way to do that is knowing the miraculous within me. Knowing this peace that is always there. To open up to my heart, to open up to me, to open up to something greater in all aspects of my life. Allowing this creative to happen. I was talking to somebody at Crush MS. First of all, Karen, great event. It was a so wonderful event. It was, I know I saw something on Facebook that you raised over $100,000, which is wonderful. But what I know about that event, it's so much more than the money. It is really a celebration of life. And I was talking to somebody there who has MS, and this year has been really challenging for her. She had COVID, she had shingles, just recovering from that. So and plus she's in a wheelchair and struggling with MS. So you think she'd be really upset about life, right? She's not. She was there. She was happy. She felt glad to be there, happy to allow Spirit in, come through her in greater ways of healing? Sometimes that which we think is what's our highest and best, like a cure or a certain relationship to be a certain way or a certain job to be some way, it means we're trying to force something like a square peg through a round hole. When in fact, if we allow it, we seek our intention, we seek a greater expression, and then we allow Spirit to express through us. That's what she was doing, was allowing. She couldn't control her conditions. One of the gravest things that concerns me on this planet Earth, on this spaceship Earth we're in, is fundamentalism. Fundamentalism to me means a rigidity of thought. That it's this way and it's not going to change. You've probably heard the phrase that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result is insanity, right? Well, I also think doing the same thing over and over again and expecting it to be the same is insanity, because things change, things shift all the time. It's the nature of life. My dear granddaughter Olivia, that I saw a couple weeks ago in the Netherlands, we were at this place, this vacation home we were staying, and there was a big play area with sand, and she built this. She's 11 years old, so 11-year-olds build elaborate sandcastles. So she built this elaborate sandcastle, and we went off to run an errand. We came back, and somebody had destroyed the sandcastle, of course, right? So what does she do? She rebuilds it. And then her 3-year-old brother comes and smashes it. What does she do? She rebuilds it. But this time, before she was upset and disappointed, now she realized, this sandcastle is temporary. Made me think of the Buddhists that make the mandalas, and they when they're finished, these intricate, they spend days creating this, then they let it all go into a river or stream to say about how life is transient. Life changes and shifts. And what is the constant? Spirit and that which is within us, that which is seeking to be, that which is a greater expression of who we are. And that is the constant that we know, that we are a blessing, and blessings are the truth of who we are, and we can allow miracles to happen when we experience the miraculous within us. This picture, just the sense of awe that's in there. Allow yourself to feel the awe that is the grandeur of life, and that is the miraculous that we can experience and bring into our bodies. Feel this peace and joy, and that's the opening. That's the opening for Spirit. From the Star Trek, there's a quote by Spock who says that you can't change the future, and Captain Kirk says that's right. But any human can shift the present. It's pretty powerful spiritual stuff, right? Any person, any of us can shift the present, and the way we do that is by knowing the miraculous within us, the peace and the harmony that we can find in nature, we find in the truth, find in a greater knowing of all life. And we also know that finally to boldly go where no human has gone before. I did change the human for man because I think that's kind of silly, because I know that was a generic man they're talking about, but the truth is all of us. To boldly go, to have the courage to step forward and do great things. That we know that Spirit is seeking to express through us. As I was researching this and looking online about different things about Star Trek, like I said, I'm not a big Trekkie, but I like the idea that going to other worlds and seeing what's possible, it opens me up to think about what is possible, because all things are possible, and to explore the realms and consciousness and greater knowing. My notes have gone blank because I think my tablet, but I did want to. I don't know her name because she was in my notes, but she was a Nichelle Nichols. So she was one of the in the original series of Star Trek, and she just passed this week. But she was she was frustrated with racism in the television industry and was about to quit and just give up. And she actually had a meeting with Dr. Martin Luther King, who said, "No, you are a way shower." And she continued to be a way shower. And being a way shower is difficult. It's challenging because there's no path for you to go on. And I encourage all of us to be way showers, with us in the depth of our own consciousness or stepping out into the world of being kind when other people don't seem to be that way. Join in where you can a community to boldly go where things don't seem to be going well, allowing Spirit to be that nature. But Nichelle, for me, is an inspiration. I mean, it was just a television role perhaps, but it was so much more. I also liked in Star Trek the role of Scotty, who was always, you know, Captain Kirk was always very calm, and Spock, of course, didn't feel anything, but it was always Scotty, and he was if you don't know the show, the chief engineer who was trying to keep the ship going against all odds, and, you know, Captain, I can't take it anymore, you know, and, you know, and, you know, you all try it. That, to me, that's always like, I'm trying my hardest, I'm doing my best, and, you know, just to have the faith that Spirit is really the mechanics. I'm not the person trying to do it all. When I'm trying to do it all, I do things like pull beams down and hit my head. That's me trying to do it myself, rather than allowing Spirit to come through me and something greater. Also was honoring the life of Bill Russell and the sports announcer, Vince Scully. Bill Russell was one of the early African-American all-stars, and he too was frustrated by the system. People loved him, but they also said they thought there were too many blacks in basketball, and and he was ready to give it up, but also was encouraged by people to stay with it. And Vince Scully is interesting because as a white sportscaster, he was a witness to so many things, like when Hank Aaron got a standing ovation from everybody in Atlanta, Georgia Stadium, and different things. So both of them together were way showers in different ways. So we can continue to have this truth about who we are, to find our balance and to be way showers, to find this connection, to find this blessing that we are at all times. And sometimes it takes we can find it within ourselves. Sometimes we need a friend to mirror back to us, a practitioner or a close friend, and sometimes we need a 2x4. Whatever it takes, Spirit is always trying to give us that message that we are whole, complete, and fabulous just the way we are. Let us go to prayer. In this moment, I know there is only God. The God within us that is the peace and harmony and joy, that is life itself. Let's just be in this gratitude for this divineness that is here, the truth of who we are, and allow ourselves to allow Spirit to be something greater, a greater expression. Just being open to the miraculous in our lives, that whatever we are seeking, that which is seeking, we are seeking is seeking us. And we know this to be Spirit itself, and for this we are so grateful. And so it is. All yours. Thank you.
Look in the mirror, see my creative power. Moving itself like a rain cloud shower. Ooh, shining like the moon in the midnight hour. I kick
Picking up love in every place and every space and every key. Serenity. Smooth as you can be. Look in the mirror, see what creation made. I'm soaking up the sun and thinking in the shade. After the rain, I puddle up inside. Spinning it all like the ocean tide. Serenity. Serenity. Smooth as you can be. Touch eternity. The locker room is better than it was last season. Doing things better cause I got better reason. Serenity. Serenity. Smooth as you can be. Touch eternity. Breathe serenity. Breathe serenity.
Narayan, how many instruments do you actually play?
Well, it keeps changing. I retire a few and then I pick up another one. So.
You're amazing. You're both are amazing. Let's give them another round of applause. So this is a time in our service we give you the opportunity to participate in the laws of circulation. We know that that which you are giving to us out of your heart and your soul come back to you tenfold. And we appreciate your supporting our vision and mission here in this wonderful community we have here. So if you so choose today to give, you can give online through donations there, texting, or checks or cash, either one. There's baskets up front and in the back. We appreciate all that you give to us, whether it's today or another day. So if you'll take that which is in your heart, bring it to your heart with your hand, whether it's a financial or love and compassion today, the blessing that you are, we affirm the following thing. We say, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
just want to thank you for all you bring to me. I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free. I just want to thank you for all you bring to me. I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free.
We also like to, at the first of the month, do blessings for each other. This is the first Sunday in August, so we'd like to honor anybody whose birthday might be this month. If you'll raise your hand. I know me, Monica, Mike, back here. Anybody else birthday in August? Oh, we got a lot of people here in August. That's great. Oh, okay, so we got a little bit of a fudger here. She won't be here in September, so we'll bless her today. And then how about anniversaries? Anybody's anniversary? Oh, it's also Karen our anniversary. So how many years? Oh my gosh, yay! Wow. Anybody else's? Because you were married when you were 12, right? Yeah. Anybody else's anniversary? I would also like to say that I've got an anniversary of sorts here, not a wedding anniversary, but this will be, this Sunday is my 8th year being here as the minister. This Sunday, so it's great. Oh, that's great, that's great. What's her name again? Carrie. Carrie, so happy birthday.
Terry! Can we say hi, Terry?
Yeah. Terry's in the house. All right. Happy birthday.
So that's great. Oh, and then, yeah, so let's do this blessing, and I have one more thing to say about that. And then anybody who might be here for the first time, I knew there was something else there. Anybody here might here for the first time, raise your hand. We have a gift for you, and we want to include you in this blessing. Nobody? Everybody's returning? Okay. Well, we'll just bless birthdays and anniversaries and everything, and we say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And so it is. And that goes out to Kirk as well, and to Carrie online, and everybody else online. So it's great. So I just wanted to also make the quick announcement that I am going to be gone next Sunday. Because I'm going to be on that solo camping trip I do every year, but I used to do solo backpacking, and this is why I don't do that anymore. So I need to be but Georgia Davis is speaking next week. She's a great speaker, so that'll be fun to have her. And Shauna's going to be the host next week, so it'll be a great Sunday. So I hope you can join us for that next week. And then let's do our community blessing. So let's all stand up for the community blessing. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I am led by Spirit. I am guided by wisdom. I am protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is. Then we have a closing song. Is it? It is, okay.
No more trouble, no more strife.
you go forward, may you live long and prosper. All right, have a great Sunday.